The morning sun cuts through the blinds, but it brings no comfort, only a pounding head and a wave of anxiety. Last night was full of laughter and connection, but now, a single question echoes. Could you get HIV from that kiss? This fear is common, fueled by decades of misinformation and stigma. It can make you replay every detail, searching for risks that may not exist. But here's the truth. The fear is real, but it's often disconnected from scientific reality. HIV doesn't behave the way our anxieties imagine. The first step to overcoming this fear is clear, factual information. Let's turn down the panic and turn up the science. We'll walk through the facts, starting with kissing, then oral sex, so you can make informed choices, free from unnecessary fear. Let's replace anxiety with confidence, grounded in knowledge. Let's start with kissing, the most persistent HIV myth. The science is clear. You cannot get HIV from kissing, even deep, passionate kissing. HIV isn't transmitted through saliva. The concentration is too low to be infectious. Saliva actually contains enzymes that break down the virus. For transmission to even be possible, both people would need large, open, bleeding wounds in their mouths, a scenario so rare it's considered negligible risk. Kissing is safe. It's a fundamental part of human connection, not a source of HIV anxiety. The myth that kissing transmits HIV has caused needless worry and stigma. Remember, saliva is not the enemy. Blood is the key factor, so kiss your loved ones without fear. HIV simply isn't transmitted this way. Now let's talk about oral sex. Unlike kissing, oral sex isn't zero risk, but the risk of HIV transmission is still very low. HIV needs a direct route into the bloodstream, usually through semen, pre-seminal or vaginal fluids contacting cuts or sores in the mouth. The risk is highest if semen enters the mouth of someone with open sores or bleeding gums, but even then, it's much lower than with unprotected intercourse. For the person receiving oral sex, the risk is extremely low to negligible, unless there's significant blood involved. Performing oral sex on a woman is even lower risk than on a man, unless she's menstruating. Other STIs can increase risk by causing sores or inflammation. The main takeaway: oral sex is low risk, especially if you're mindful of oral health and avoid contact with blood. Understanding these details helps you make safer choices. Let's focus on facts, not fear. For gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men, oral sex is often seen as a safer alternative to anal sex, and it is. The main risk is for the person performing oral sex, especially if ejaculation occurs in the mouth and there are cuts or sores present. Sometimes the perception of safety leads to less caution, but the risk remains low. Factors like poor oral health or other STIs can increase risk. Today we have powerful prevention tools. PrEP, a daily pill that's highly effective at preventing HIV, and the U=U principle, undetectable equals untransmittable. If someone with HIV is on treatment and undetectable, they cannot transmit the virus, even during oral sex. These advances have transformed HIV prevention and reduced fear. Knowledge and prevention empower everyone to enjoy intimacy with confidence. Oral sex is low risk, and with modern tools it's even safer. Let's use what we know to protect ourselves and each other. Knowledge is power, but practical steps make the difference. Use barriers. Condoms for oral sex on a penis, dental dams for a vagina or anus. Flavored condoms and DIY dental dams make protection easy and accessible. Barriers eliminate the risk of HIV transmission through oral sex. Oral health matters. Avoid brushing or flossing right before or after oral sex to prevent cuts. Postpone oral sex if you have open sores, cuts, or recent dental work. Blood is the main risk. If you notice blood, stop and switch activities. These simple habits keep the already low risk even lower. Protect yourself and your partners with practical, easy steps. Enjoy intimacy with confidence and peace of mind. We started with fear, but now we have facts and hope. Kissing is safe. Oral sex is very low risk. Prevention tools like condoms, PrEP, and U=U make it even safer. Knowledge dispels fear and stigma. Understanding HIV transmission lets you approach intimacy with confidence, not anxiety. Testing is simple and confidential. Know your status and encourage your partners to do the same. If you're ever worried, talk to a healthcare provider about testing or PrEP. Every fact you learn chips away at stigma and builds a healthier, more compassionate world. This conversation is just the beginning. Stay informed and share what you know. Your best defense is knowledge, not fear. Embrace intimacy with joy, respect, and confidence.